Good morning, girls. In previous class, we discussed about operators in Python, children. Today, we discuss about conditional statements in Python. Before going to the lesson, in our day-to-day life, we come across various situations where we have to take decisions and act accordingly. Okay, children. Suppose if you need a valid driving license for driving a vehicle, you must apply for the driving license. Okay, children. To apply for it, you must be a 18 or above children. See here. Here there are two conditions are there, children. The first one is, the condition 1 is, if your age is greater than 18 or equal to 18, it means what the result? You can apply for you are eligible to apply for a driving license. Okay, children. The next condition is there. What is that, children? If your age is less than 18. Less than 18. What is the result, children? You are not eligible to apply for a driving license. Before going to the lesson, we must learn some topics. What are those, children? Algorithm and flowchart. Okay, children. Algorithm. An algorithm is a list of instructions for completing a task. It is well-defined step-by-step procedure to write a program, children. This shows us the way to finish or complete a task. By using this algorithm, we can understand the problem and its solution very easily. See, algorithm to apply for a driving license. Here we can follow some steps. Step by step we can read. First one is input your age. Input your age. The second step is, if your age is greater than 18, you can apply for the license. If it is less than 18, you are not eligible to apply for a driving license, children. Did you understand? Here we can write the step by step. In algorithm, we should write the steps. Step by step we can write. Our next topic is flowcharts, children. Flowchart is a pictorial representation that shows us the process to be performed or to solve a problem or to complete a task. It shows us the steps of the process in the proper sequence. It shows us the proper sequence. A flowchart is like a design of a house. The architect draws a design before starting construction. Like that, a computer programmer draws a flowchart before writing a computer program. Okay, children. In a flowchart, some standard symbols are used. Some standard symbols are there. What are those? First one is oval. Oval we should call as the start or stop box, children. Oval represents the starting and ending of a flowchart. Okay, when we are writing the start box or stop box, we should write in the oval. In that oval we should write. Okay, children. The second one is parallelogram, children. This parallelogram represents the input or output box. What is that? Input or output box. Parallelogram represents a point where data is input or output. It will show us what is that, input or output. The third one is process box. The third one is rectangular box, children. This is rectangular box. This box is called as the process box. It represents the process or describes an action being taken. It will in this box, whatever processing, it represents the process. That fourth one is decision box, children. Decision box. What is this symbol, children? A diamond shaped box. It is a diamond shaped box. This box is called as the decision box. It contains questions requiring yes or no decisions. It will take in decision box. Diamond shaped box is called as the decision box, children. In this decision box, we require yes or no decisions. Lines are there, children. Arrows will be. Those arrows we should call as the flow lines. What is the use of this flow lines, children? By using these flow lines, we can connect the two symbols pointing towards the direction of flow of information. This side. And which side this arrow will be? That side we are flowing the information. You can see the direction of flow of information. Okay children, these are the some symbols are used in the flow charts. Not only these children, we must follow some rules. When we are writing a flow chart, we must follow some rules. What are those children? Every flow chart has a start or only stop symbol. In every flow chart, we must have a start and stop symbols children. Okay, start or stop symbol means which one children? Yes, oval. Okay, the next one is only one flow line is used to connect start or stop symbols. Only one flow line is used to connect the start or stop symbols. Okay children, the usual direction of the flow of information in any flow chart is from left to right or from top to bottom. Okay, in any flow chart we can write the flow of information from left to right or top to bottom only children. Only one flow line should come out from a process symbol. Only one flow line should come out from the process symbol. A decision box has only one entry point and but two exit points. Okay children, the decision box has only one entry point, but whereas two exit points will be. One exit is true and other is the false. If one exit is yes, the other one is no. Okay children? Flowchart to check whether you can apply for a driving license or not children. Here we have a flow chart. In any flow chart we can start with the start symbol and end with the stop symbol. Okay children, after the start symbol we have a input box, that is input your age. Here you should type your age. Then we have a decision box. In that one condition is there. What is that condition children? Is age is greater than or is equal to 18. That is the condition children. If it is yes, you are eligible to apply for a driving license. It will come like that. If it is no, you are not eligible to apply for a driving license. After if you are eligible to apply for a driving license means then it will come to the stop. No need to go to the again no. Okay, if it is no, you are not eligible to apply for a driving license, then stop. Okay children? Before proceeding further, we must understand the different types of constructs or statements used in the programming language that controls the flow of a program. Here Python offers mainly three kinds of control statements. Okay, what is the first one? Sequential statements. In sequential constructs, the statements in a program is executed in a sequential manner. One statement is followed by another, with no possibility of branching off to some other section. Let us understand this with the help of the given program. What is that first one? First program is there now children. See that. What is that? Create a program to calculate the area of a rectangle where you have to enter the length and breadth of a rectangle. Hint they gave that area of a rectangle is length into breadth. See that program children. Program on area of a rectangle. First we should give a variable, that is L is equal to int. Int is a keyword and then input. In the double quotations we should give. What is that? Enter the length of a rectangle is equal to. Then B is equal to int input. Enter the breadth of a rectangle is equal to double quotations. In the double quotations only you can give. Here AR, area is equal to L into B. That only know children. L means length and B means breadth. Area is equal to length into breadth. Print the area of a rectangle is there till there. What is there? Double quotations. That green color is there now children. Whatever is there in the green color that will be displayed on the output screen. Okay, comma AR. Here AR means what? It will calculate the length and breadth. Then it will show us the area. Okay, now you see the output children. In the output see here, enter the length of a rectangle. There you can type what is the length of the rectangle. Then 40. Enter the breadth of a rectangle. That will come. There you can type, that means in the whatever it is there in the blue color, that it will be displayed automatically. you just give the numbers, that means length and breadth. How it will be, what we should enter, it seems means input means, see in the black color 40 and 20, those two you should give. Then it will, after giving of the 20, just click on enter, then you will get the area of a rectangle is 800, that you will get. Did you understand, children? Like this, the area of a rectangle is 800. This is called as the sequential statements. That means it will executed in sequential manner. One statement is followed by another, like that. Okay, children. The second statements are conditional statements, children. In programming languages, a conditional statement calls the program control to transfer the specific section of a program depending on the outcome of conditional expression. Every decision involves a choice between the alternatives true and false. If the result of the conditional statement is true, one set of statement is executed. Otherwise, the other set of statements is executed. If you want an example, you can take the example flowchart of you can apply for a driving license, children. See here one condition is there. If that condition is as, you are eligible to apply for a driving license. Hey, what is the condition, children? Is age is greater than or is equal to 18. That is the condition. If it is true, you are eligible to apply for a driving license. If it is no, you are not eligible to apply for a driving license, children. The third one is iterative statements. These statements enable the execution of a set of statements to be repeated until the condition is true. As soon as condition becomes false, it comes out of the loop and the iteration stops. This is the iterative statements. Thank you, children.